industrial hub or city is key to the state's economic plan. It will be a free trade zone, occupying 12,000 hectares of land in Ibaka along the Mbo local government coastline. The Ibom Industrial City, which will include an international stock, commodity and mercantile exchange, is expected to create 100,000 jobs. This industrial city is also ideally placed for a deep-sea port. Positioned along the nation's deepest shoreline, the project offers 129 kilometers of seaside land for development. Other plans for the project include a 500-megawatt power plant, a fertilizer plant, a massive urban development, and a heavy shipbuilding and repair facility.
The bigger picture that the Akpabio administration is looking at right now, having achieved this, or one of the big pictures, so to speak, is the development of the Ibom Industrial City. The Ibom Industrial City is coming with a deep sea port. And I told you earlier about this depth, the sea draft of between 15 to 17 meters without dredging, unlike other inland ports that you have around here that cannot support ocean line as a bad thing by the shorelines. So with the development of that seaport coming on board, and with the Nigerian Ports Authority signing on to work with the state government in developing that facility, and with the export processing zone or free trade zone license already granted by the federal government, you can see where we're going. So the governor wants to see through a 25-year development plan the full development of building of the Ibom Industrial City, where you will have a deep sea port that Nigeria never had, where you will have an industrial village with fertilizer plants, ammonia plants, structured estates, industrial estates, medical estates, educational estates and camps, all in one place with beautiful roads, well-paved roads, nice environment, and with a future rail development. That's why I said it's a 25-year plan. So right now, the government has finished all of the feasibility studies.
The Akwa Ibom Investment Corporation is set up to facilitate industrial development in the state. It's mandated to establish new industries, revive older ones, and stimulate small and medium enterprises.
What I did as the newly appointed special advisor was to restructure the Investment Council, taking into account universal practice, international practice, and we then created an investment corporation, Akwa Ibom Investment Corporation, to do 3 or 4 things. Firstly, management of government portfolio investment. You operate like a holding company. We invest in subsidiaries and in other projects. We are to develop entrepreneurship in the state, which is basic. Without entrepreneurial capacity, you cannot move on to industrialization. We therefore have a duty to nurture the private initiative, private sector, OPAs in the state, organized private sector in the state, especially small and medium enterprises, micro, small and medium enterprises. And we also promote strategic industries establishment. And we relate with international agencies, local, national, regional, international agencies around the world. That's basically our mandate.
Besides its oil and gas attributes, Akwa Ibom is also rich in mineral deposits such as silver nitrates, clay, silica sand, limestone, salt, and coal. The state plans to support the exploration of these natural resources for growth and sustainable development. However, a major part of the transformation agenda that cannot be ignored is its infrastructure development. Already, the state has partnered with notable names like Julius Berger and a few indigenous companies to complete the construction of new roads, remodel traffic lights, construct 12 new bridges across major roads, and provide an intra-city transport system. And while a new, larger international airport is being completed, there are exciting plans for a maintenance, repair and overhaul hangar, which will be the first of its kind in West Africa.
On land, the very basic one is, of course, the motor bus mass transit, and then shortly before I came in, the state had embarked on massive purchase of cabs, what they call the mini intrastate, that within the Uyo metropolis, taxis, you know, and then of course the buses run the inter-local government and then inter-state. And as we progress, we also, that will definitely be the next level. We may go into rail, the monorail, you know, to also reduce pressure on the land, you know, and then of course reactivation of the maritime. You know, Akwa Ibom is basically a coastal, particularly within the east, you know, Eket coastal area.
Though Akwa Ibom's transformation agenda sounds good on paper, the state has had several challenges.
Certain areas of economic policy are reserved for the federal government. We are just a state government. So we would have loved, I would say, to move a little bit faster in the areas of, say, power sector reform. For instance, Akwa Ibom has not been interested. We are generating power, but right now, up to this time, the regulatory environment didn't allow us to distribute. So we have that constraint.
Industrial culture. How do we get our people to accept and imbibe industrial culture? Industrial culture means a lot. Timekeeping, willingness to take risk, to be more open-minded, having a world view and not a local view. It may require international travel to see other civilizations and how things are done. So our number one constraint is getting our people to accept and imbibe industrial culture in order to move sustainably and successfully into industrialization. Second is funding. Funding, this is where government comes in. Two theories, private sector driven, absolutely. Government has no business in business. We said to start, government has business in business because of where we find ourselves now. So government intervention is desirable in certain cases. So that's part of the constraint. Third is limited market. But you know, Nigeria is a huge market, 150 million. But there are also what we call market segments, market segmentation or plural differentiation.
But the project has seen significant interest since its launch 5 years ago, attracting large flows of foreign direct investments, especially in the area of oil and gas.
We attended an investment summit in Houston, United States, and we had, in fact, there was not enough time to accommodate all the foreign investors who were interested in making presentations and who have an interest in coming to Akwa Ibom. So I believe our strategy has paid off, and in the months and years ahead, we should be seeing some increased level of activity in this area.
Governor Akpabio says his end game is to build a prosperous, highly educated, technologically driven, ethnically harmonious, and pace-setting state in Nigeria. With this aggressive industrialization plan, the state seems to be well on its way to achieving this dream within the next decade.